Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Concepts of Telecom. Take it easy. So in last lecture we discussed about frames, subframes, slots and OFDM symbols, right? So from then we will move forward now. We will discuss PRBs, what are PRBs, SBs, REs, and we will have some insight in release info as well. So PRBs, you must have heard the term physical resource block, scheduling blocks, resource elements. So what are these, right? If you, because it's very important to understand these. These are units of, you can say, data or the resource block which carries data. So what are they, right? So let's start. First we will have some insight into the release, okay, in which year LT was released and why it is called that release and this release. So in year, so we will start by WCDMA. So WCDMA is called release 99. Why it is called release 99? Because it was released in year 1999. Release is based upon the year in which it was standardized by 3GPP, right? So it was standardized in year 1999. That's why WCDMA is release 99. After that, HSDPA, right? HSDPA is high speed data packet access. So it was standardized, it is called release 5. Why it is called release 5? Because it was standardized in 2005. It is also a 3G, it is 3G technology, HSDPA, but here the speed of packet increased, right? So some development happened and the speed of packets increased. Then HSUPA also came, and it came in release 6. It was released in 2006. That's why it is HSUPA, means it is high speed packet data downlink packet access, and this is high uplink. So HSUPA came in uplink as well. So that's why it is it was released in it is called R6 because it was released in 2006. Then HSDPA plus HSUPA came together in release 7, right? They came together in release 7 and it was released in 2007. Then came HSPA plus. It is called release 8, or we can say it really LT as well, right? HSPA plus and LTE both were released in R8, release 8. They are called release 8. So it is a very common question that in which release LTE comes. So you can say it's release 8. After that, LTE with 4x4 MIMO and better speed came. It came in release 9, 2009, right? After that, LTE, what we call advanced. LTE advanced came in release 10, 2010. So like this, release is given in the based on the year in which it was standardized. Like 5G is called release 15 because it was standardized in 2015, right? So just the basic insight background of releases, why it is called. And then we will see very basic protocol structure, because just an insight, I'll cover it in another lecture, but I'm just giving the basic insight that basically they are physical MAC layer and RLC layer, then EDCP layer, above it RRC layer. So just very brief introduction. This is a physical layer on which PRBs and all are transmitted. Physical layer it is. This is MAC layer. It is responsible for scheduling, like HARC, random access, and multiplexing, and all other procedures. And this is RLC, radio link control layer. Radio link control layer. Radio link control layer. It is for responsible for segmentation. Its main work is segmentation and concatenation of transport blocks. So this is PDCP main work is mainly security, ciphering and integration. So it is integration. So main work is security, and RRC is for signaling of radio, like of a radio interface. So these are just the basic insight. I'll cover all these protocol layers in details in other lecture. So now let's come on main thing, that is what are, you might have heard this term, PRBs, physical resource block. Right, SBs, scheduling block. These are very common term in LTE if you are working on LTE. RE, resource element. Okay, now what are these terms, and what is their significance? So I'll further cover this from my last lecture. Last lecture I explained frames, subframes, and slot OFDM symbols. Right, fine. Now I'll move further. So as you can see, the data in LTE, right, flows in two dimensions. What are the dimensions? Dimensions is frequency and time. Right, how it is? Suppose we have a frequency band of 20 megahertz. Right, suppose this is frequency band of 20 megahertz. So it is like a road, right? It's like a highway, right? On highway you have traffic, trucks, cars. You can take those trucks and cars or vehicles as data, right? So suppose they are moving this side. So we can say that on this 20 megahertz frequency, this is a road, this is the width of the road. Like, so the broader the road, the more traffic it can carry, right? So suppose this is a data. So the dimension of this data is it is flowing from F1 frequency, because if we divide this 20 megahertz in many frequency, F1, F2, F3, suppose up to Fn, right? These are, suppose we divide it, so it is F1, and at this point of time it is T1. This if some data is here, so it is, the dimensions are Fn and T, some other time Tn or T2 we can say. So every packet has its dimension in terms of frequency and time domain, right? So two-dimensional flow of data. So how it is, right? So let's see how it is. So this is, right, this is time domain, this is frequency domain, right? So okay, now in the last lecture I covered frames and subframe, right? So we will take one subframe. One subframe means 1 millisecond, right? 1 millisecond. On time domain we will take one subframe. Like this there are 10 subframes subframes in a frame, but we will take one subframe, okay, 1 millisecond. Now on how it is, suppose this is frequency of 20 megahertz, right? This is frequency from here to here, let's suppose or so how the PRBs are made. Okay, what are the PRBs made up of? So we will divide this. What happens on frequency domain, that for how the data is transported, we divide this frequency in subcarriers. Okay, so in LTE the frequency is divided into subcarriers. We can, and what are they, we will see that. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Yeah, 12. We will take 12 subcarriers, and one subcarrier is 15 kilohertz. Okay, one subcarrier is 15 kilohertz, and the frequency is divided in the sections of 15 kilohertz, and 12 subcarriers, right? 12 subcarriers, how much? 15 into 12, right? So this is one PRB. I'll tell you, PRB has in terms of both time and frequency. So in frequency we take 12 subcarriers of 15 kilohertz spacing each, right? And in terms of time, if we will see like this, the lines are not very proper, but okay, if in time domain we will see, right? So this is one subframe, and this is one, these are two slots, these are one slot, this is one slot, and this is another slot. So if we'll see, one slot has 7 OFDM symbols, as I told in my last lecture. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? 7 symbols it has. It also 7 symbol. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So this is one slot. This has 14 symbols, right? 14 OFDM symbols. And now if we do this, right, in frequency domain, this is like this, right? So this is 0.5 millisecond, one slot. It is called one slot, right? Now this one slot on time domain and 12 subcarriers on frequency domain makes one resource block. This is one resource block, right? This is one resource block. Understood? So, and this is also one resource block. Okay, so 0.5 millisecond on time domain and 12 subcarriers on frequency domain makes one resource block. And this complete, this one, if you will see, this complete 1 millisecond subframe and 12 subcarriers makes one scheduling block, right? So one resource block, or physical, or we can say PRB, what we call PRB, physical resource block. One PRB is equal to 7 OFDM symbols on time domain plus 12 subcarriers on frequency domain, right? This is one PRB. One if we will say one scheduling block is 14 OFDM symbols on time domain plus 12 subcarriers on frequency domain, right? So we can 14 OFDM symbol is 1 millisecond complete, one subframe, right? 1 millisecond, and 7 OFDM symbols are 0.5 millisecond, or we can say 1 slot, right? So these are the units of PRB. What you might have heard, the physical resource block, PRB. What is PRB? So now you have an idea that one PRB is having 7 OFDM symbols on time domain and 12 subcarriers on frequency domain. It consists of one PRB, right? Now what is RE? RE, resource element. This is this one section, every section, this one, every section is one RE, right? This is called RE, resource element. So how much RE one PRB contains? So one PRB contains, so I'll write here, one PRB contains how much are 12 into 7, 84 REs, right? One PRB contains 84 REs, and one SB contains 84 into 2, 168 REs. Okay, understood? Now you understand what is PRB, what is scheduling block, and what is RE. Okay, now what happens like this, because in free data travels in LTE in terms of frequency, in terms of subcarriers which have spacing of 15 kilohertz each. So all the frequency band, suppose this is, I told you this is 20 megahertz band, so all the frequency band is divided into 15 kilohertz spacing, and like this the data is traveled in these resource elements, we can say, or in PRBs. So how the data travels in this, which channel is which channel travels at where, like at which position, that I'll tell in my next lecture. There are many channels, physical channel, control channel, and PDSCH, PUSCH, right, and PHICH, PFICH, many channels are there, physical channels. So on which resource block, on which RE they travels, that I'll tell you in my next lecture. Now I think you have understood clearly what are PRBs, what are SBs, and what are REs, right? So like this, it is in the complete frequency band. Okay, the PRBs are like this only, 15 kilohertz spacing and 17. Now one more thing I want to tell you, I can write here, right? So one RE, now the speed, right? You might have heard the term modulation, right? Modulation, I will cover here also, modulation. So the unit, right, the smallest unit of carrier in LTE is RE, resource element, right? So it depends upon the modulation. If we are using QPSK modulation, right, then 2 bits are carried in RE. If we are using 16 QAM, then 4 bits are carried in each RE. So speed is increased. You understand? As the modulation is increasing, so we will get higher speed. If we will use 64 QAM, here 6 bits are used in RE, single RB, right? So RE carries 6 bits. If 256 QAM is used, then 8 bits are carried in one RE. So it has highest speed, right? So if you will see in your network, for downlink 256 QAM is set, and in uplink I think 64 is the highest, I think, but I'm not sure whether 256 has come in uplink or not. So so it depends that which type of modulation you are using. The higher the modulation, the more bits are carried in the smallest unit of we can say the carrier in LTE, and the higher is the speed of we can say the data speed we get, right? So I think that's all for today. It's enough, because if you can revise it, and in next lecture we will calculate the speed of LTE, how the speed of LTE is calculated, right? How 100 Mbps comes, how 400 Mbps comes, how 200 Mbps comes, like. So it all depends upon the modulation and the frequency band we are using. The higher the frequency band, the higher the speed, the higher the modulation, the higher the speed, data speed in LTE. So in next lecture we will calculate the speed of LTE, how the speed is calculated, how the data is carried in these PRBs and REs. Okay, so thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you very much, guys.